Good afternoon, folks. Victor Muñiz here again. As you know, I'm running for Rancho Cucamonga City Council, and I'll be looking for your vote on November the 4th. As you know, I have been an outspoken critic of the City Council and the Mayor for some time now. I've been critical of them because they have failed to be responsive. What I'm looking for is good government, and I think that's what you're looking for when you elect officials to represent you. Well, there's a recent issue that just came up, and I wanted to let you know about it. Last August the 6th, I appeared before the Rancho Cucamonga City Council to oppose any potential or future refuge increases that they were considering. Well, I didn't get a chance to make my presentation or complete my presentation because the mayor had cut the presentations down from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. He does that usually when he thinks he's got too many people to talk. Anyways, on September the 19th, I appeared again before the City Council, but that night they voted on a rate increase for Burrtec, that is. And I also opposed it and got up and spoke on the matter. But after it was all over, I decided to write a letter to the various editors of the local newspapers. And what I'd like to do is read you that letter, so you'll know what I said and what I was thinking about, and who I was looking out for, which is you, the taxpayer, the constituent. It reads as follows: Rancho Cucamonga and Burrtec collaboration results in higher rates. Last Wednesday, the Rancho Cucamonga City Council listened to their staff recommend a 5.1 to 7.1% increase in refuge collection rates for Burrtec. Few, if any, residents knew of this. It was a setup job from the beginning, folks. The City Council asked condescending questions, and self-serving answers were delivered. All had no substance whatsoever. The question and answer sounded like old buddies slapping each other on the back for a job well done, which was sort of intimidating. During the public comment period, this writer rose to challenge their approach and the rate increase at the City Council meetings both last month, as I had mentioned last month, and Wednesday night. The challenges were in three parts. First, that Rancho Cucamonga staffers had no business, let me repeat this, Rancho Cucamonga staffers had no business championing rate increases for business. That's improper. That is the job of the business itself to make their pitch for a rate increase and leave it to the unbiased City Council to decide if a rate increase is justified. Second, City Council members who have received campaign donations from this firm and its affiliates should have disqualified themselves from voting. It's purely a conflict of interest. Absent a quorum, mail the rate increases out to the voters for your opinion, for your vote. Third, the City Council knew that Burrtec had submitted some time ago an application for a rate increase, but it didn't bother to advise the community or what those rate increases were. The city manager and the City Council should have put out long ago requests for proposals to qualified vendors for providing refuge services. In other words, get bids so they can compare apples to apples and decide whether the Burrtec rate is justified, or if there are better vendors out there with better rates to go with them. That's looking out for the people's interest, you, the voters. Well, let me tell you, how was the rate justified? It was done by city staffers conducting a survey of inflationary indexes, like the CPI. That's how they determined their recommendations to the City Council. In other words, it was business as usual. As a former business owner, your price or rate increase should be based upon, one, direct and overhead costs, plus what is the profit margin. That's the open and upfront way to bid work for this type of service. Burrtec did not have to provide this. It was like good old homeboy week. Burrtec promoting how they had worked with the city staffers, and that was the way it was ended. They didn't have to justify or get up there and work to justify an increase. It was given to them. It was cut and dried. Folks, in other words, I'm telling you, we cannot allow sweetheart contracts like this to continue. We need to throw the incumbents out of office. In other words, what I'm saying is that we are being skewered by higher taxes, service rates, and also special interests, all emanating from this city council. We must turn the incumbents out of office on November 4th. And if I'm elected, I will work to repeal the rate increase scheduled for implementation on January 2015. Well, that's the long and the short of it, folks. I want to thank you for giving me your time, and have a nice day. Thank you.